Hey, YouTube Live. I don't know why we cannot go on camera, but I do have my camera turned on just in case YouTube wants to be generous. Hopefully you guys can hear me according to our mic monitor here. It looks like you can. I'm also pulling us up live on TikTok. Of course, that's where I usually go live. So give me a second to do that, and then I'm going to pull us up on Facebook as well. Hello, TikTok livers. How are you? I'm going to give TikTok a minute to bring y'all in the room, let y'all know we're live. Hopefully, it alerts our followers. YouTube, if you're not there with us, we have over 84,000 followers on TikTok. So come join us. We're Black Women in Grants on TikTok. We're live there now. That's where a lot of our engagement is. Hello, CJ. How are you? Hi, Ryan. Welcome to Black Women in Grants. If y'all see white on my lips, I just took a calcium supplement. I'm chewing on it, so just let me know. I'm pulling us up here on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube. Welcome to Black Women in Grants. This is all about how to find, apply for, and win grants for your Black woman-owned for-profit small business. So we are streaming on Facebook. I'm Dr. AJ Austin there. We are blackwomeningrants.com on YouTube. And we're Black Women in Grants on TikTok. All three platforms are now streaming. Go me. I feel like I got it together today. So y'all say hey in the chat when you come join us. This lets me know you can hear me and you know you're in the right place. Hey, Nella. Hey, Madeline Wins. Slow. I read that very slow. Hey, El Bug, Kirby Fashion, Barb. How are you guys? Welcome to Black Women in Grants. So we talk all things grants for Black women, for-profit, small business owners. Make sure you go ahead and follow this page. Turn your notifications on when you follow us. And TikTok will hopefully let you know when we're live again. I try to be live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm playing around with different times right now, but just look for me sometime throughout that day before like 10 p.m., okay? I'm trying early morning lives, afternoon lives, early evening lives, and then sometimes late night lives. So y'all got to come party with us night owls from time to time. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Dr. AJ Austin, founder of blackwomeningrants.com, where I help Black women, for-profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. I'm so happy you're here. Hey, Coco Bean. Welcome to those of you who are joining us. Say hey in the chat if you can hear me. And let's hang out a little bit. Let's talk about grants, finding them, applying for them, winning them. Y'all ready? Let me know. Hey, Regina Pooh. Hey, Lexi. Welcome. Are y'all following the page? If not, make sure you do. We're Black Women in Grants, all lowercase, all one word, no spaces, no numbers, no extra characters, symbols, etc. Over 84,000 of you guys are here. So check the numbers before you follow. Make sure you're on the right account and not a spam account because they on here, scam account, shall I say. They on here too, child. Welcome to Black Women in Grants. I want to play a game, y'all, real quick. But before we do, I want to give y'all a minute to get ready to play. Put your competition hat on, okay? Because you got to be listening. You got to engage in order to win, okay? So, first, I want to get to know you. Regina says, I follow you on Instagram. Glad you found me. Welcome from Instagram. I'll be forgetting about y'all. I got my iPad here. Let me see if it'll let us go. It's probably not charged, but I said I was going to use it to go live on Instagram. We're going to have 4 devices going, girl. Try not to forget nobody, okay? So welcome to our world. This is my jam. TikTok is Bay, home, okay? This is where I have met over 84,000 of y'all who said you want to learn about being a Black woman with a for-profit small business, learning how to find, apply for, and win grants. So that's why we're here. In the chat, really quick, Regina, join in the conversation. Y'all tell me what you do. What do you do in your business, in that business that you could see yourself winning a grant for? I want to hear about that business. If your business is still in the idea phase, tell me about that idea. By the way, if you're like multi-passionate, you got a lot of ideas, a lot of businesses that you run, pick one. What's the first one that needs funding? What's the one that needs financial assistance? Like, you need somebody to write you a check for that thing right now to help you start it, sustain it, scale it. Tell me about that idea. What do you do in your business that you want to have funded through grants, or what we call grant funded opportunities, or GFOs? That just means that you are receiving funding in a different way. And we can talk more about that coming up. I'm very engaging. I'm very conversational. I'm entertaining at times, but I'm not one of the live streamers, TikTokers, content creators, influencers that's just going to sit and entertain you. I don't have that in me. But I will talk to you like you're human, like I care, like I want to see you succeed, like I want to help you if you would like to be helped. But you got to talk to me. I know you're over there multitasking. You got other stuff going on. If you got me playing in the background, you're driving, you're at work, listen. This is one of these lives, my lives. Any of my clients and my regular livers will tell you, bring your journal, bring your notebook, bring your listening ears, bring your tapping ears. Even if you got to hide the phone and type and then listen to what I say, do that. Because other than that, I don't know what you need my help with. So I'm here to help you, help me, help yourself. Amen? So the more you talk, the more I can help you. I'm happy to do so. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com. I have personally won over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities. As a collective in my mentorship program, we have won over $342,000, y'all, in the last few months. I just sat here and organized our curriculum. I'm about to write another book. I just decided it on my way from getting ready to go live to sitting here now. So me and my assistant have been talking, and she's like, I think that's your next book, ma'am. So we're going to spend some time throughout the rest of this year. Also in partnership with Google, I'm hosting an event live here in Atlanta soon. But you got to be in my crew. My crew is over at BlackWomenInGrants.com. They've all joined my mentorship program, or they're in my monthly membership program, or my private mastermind, okay? Thank you for the celebration. So welcome to my world. I am here to help Black women, for-profit, small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. You can do it. Tay, who probably will pop in here, she just won $3,500 yesterday in a small business pitch competition she had been preparing for. And so many opportunities for you to receive money, funding, financial assistance is available. It helps me to learn about your business. So that's why I'm asking you guys to tell me what you do. Number one, this is every legit grant opportunities most frequently asked question. They're going to say, tell us about your business, or describe your business, or describe your venture. I love that word over a business, because a venture is like an adventure to me. Like, where are you going next? What are you doing right now? Where have you been? And you get to tell them all of that. So I'm asking you guys to talk to me about your business. If I have questions, I'm going to dive in and ask you questions. So get ready. Have your tapping fingers ready, your listening ears on, your writing hand ready, because we're about to dive in and have a little fun today. Regina says, educate me. Gladly, okay? Just talk to me is all I ask. If I ever get to a point during the live, I feel like I'm begging y'all to talk, chat, I'm going to hang up on y'all and go do something else. I would much rather be taking a nap right now, but I'm on here with you. You're welcome. It's an honor to meet me, to hang out with me. I'm a lot of fun. But it takes two. Let go. Lexi says, I'm trying to make from scratch a beauty/protective product that's not on the markets. Tell me more, Lexi. You said, I'm not sure where to start. We got you. Hang out with us. Ask us questions. Tay's here, everybody. Can everybody say, hey, Tay, congratulations, Tay. Tay just won $3,500 yesterday. I just told y'all about her. She joined a small business pitch competition. She completed successfully a accelerator program for small businesses. That's a form of grant funding where it's covered your tuition and your coaching and training and learning. something else I was going to say. She trains little black and brown kids in New York, teaching them how to swim. She also certifies swim instructors and lifeguards. So that is what Tay wins grants for. Y'all can be like Tay. We're already hiring, bringing on other little baby Tays. Okay, Tay is winning. So she's at $27,500. I'm trying to remember her new number as of yesterday. I was like, okay, help me with the math so I can get it right. So Tay, over the last few months, which most of that has been won this year, okay? I think what did you win? We'll say about over 20,000 of that has been won within the last few months, okay? You know my brain and math, Tay. I'll be trying to commit to a number. So Tay's one of our mentees. She's also been through my mastermind. We've also worked together one-on-one. I just told her to come on and join our monthly membership because it's important to stay in community with others who are finding, applying for, winning grants. Last one is key, winning, because you can find them anywhere. They're easy to apply for when you know what you're doing. And I teach you how to do all of that. I have a scholarship, by the way, for one of y'all to come join me today. Maybe more. We'll see. It is available on a first come, first serve basis. There is a bonus for joining me today. I'm going to tell you about that. If you want to be nosy and go slide into one of the scholarship spots before we dive in, because you're nosy like me, head over to blackwomeningrants.com and join one of the scholarship seats. There are 2 options to work with me. We'll talk about those later. Go be nosy, see what they are, and claim your spot. They are available on a first come, first serve basis. Okay. Regina is a speaker / coach. And she says, congratulations, Tay. Hello, Sophia Latrice. How are you? Lexi says, should I start with a business name and LLC? Not necessarily. We'll dive into that in just a minute. We're about to have our contest, Lexi. I know you're ready. Should I start with the manufacturer or constructing or with the website? Those are great questions for a business coach. All I need for you to have is an idea of what you want to do in your business. So y'all put your ideas. What do you want to do in your business that you could use a grant for? Like what idea are you trying to win a grant for? If you've already started a business, talk to me about the project that you're now ready to launch in your business. And depending on how well our contest goes in just a few moments, we're going to talk about that in greater detail. But I need to make sure y'all got your listening ears on, that you're taking notes. So you're ready to. You got your questions ready and you're ready to jam out. Okay. So if you haven't already, tell me in the chat, what do you do? What do you do? I called myself also going live on Instagram. Let's see how this works. Okay, it's not a feature on my iPad, so we won't be going live on Instagram today. Lexi says she's a little excited. I love that. Same, girl, same. I was waiting to give anybody else a chance who wants to tell me what you do in your business that you can win a grant for, or if you've already started your business, what are you looking to expand your business? Talk to me about that business. Really quick though, for those of you who have been hanging out, I've been promising you guys we're going to do something fun. I want to play a game. This is like first one that responds wins, okay? It's very easy. It's very simple. What you're winning is you get to drive today's conversation. So if you're really here to learn, you'll try to play along. So I've been buying y'all time, letting y'all get ready, get your fingers ready. All you got to do is put a number. But let me tell you what number I want. Give me a number between 1 and 35. And the first one to get it wins. Because what I'm going to do is pick that number on our list of 35 topics I can talk to y'all about right now. All of them will be in my next book, okay? But you're driving today's conversation. Look at Lexi and Ashley getting the same number. Okay, excuse me. Hello, Ashley Rankin. So Ashley is one of our mentees, private clients, and masterminders as well. And I also reached out to her today, like, so when y'all coming to join us in this monthly membership? Because as we know, community is important. I'm going to give y'all a perfect example of that today. Ashley Rankin, by the way, has started from scratch. Who else was hold on. Lexi, was that you that said you wanted to start from scratch? I'm trying to scroll back up. Yep. Trying to make a beauty product from scratch. So Ashley has an organic skincare line. She joined an event that I taught at least a year ago called 5-Figure Funding, where those of you who are ready to apply for and win 5 figures, 10K and up, could get grants. So I found the grant. I sent it to her and I said, apply. That's usually all my email says. If I know what you do in your business and that you can benefit from this opportunity. She applied and she was awarded based on what we had worked together in the mentorship to help her pitch her business on video, what to say on a grant application. She won a $10,000 grant from L'Oreal. Yeah, that L'Oreal, the L'Oreal Cosmetics. And so they gave her a grant for 10K. They flew her out from where she is to Florida. And then they mentored her. She made some great connections and she keeps winning. Ashley has now won over $42,000 in grants and grant funded opportunities. So Tay and Ashley are my top two examples that I use all the time here on the lives. They're here with us now. So everybody say, hey, Ashley in the chat. Ashley, tell mom I said, hey, first before Tay try to copy me, okay? So Ashley's mom listens in. Tay's husband listens in. So we have some honorary, unofficial mentees and grant gamers and Black women in grants, okay? And I love the family dynamic. So this is all about sisterhood and creating a safe space. So let me tell y'all what I just said in a 2-hour class, and I was working behind the scenes while I was listening to the media coach that I was learning from. We're going to talk about some of the reminders that I got because I love learning from people in film and movie making, etc. I won a $10,000 filmmaking grant a couple years ago, created a documentary, and I run another company that blessed my company with multiple 6 figures just from that one film. It's time for me to do another film, y'all. I'm excited. And so all of that is on the horizon. So we're going to be talking about that in my monthly membership coming up. Again, all that information is over at blackwomeningrants.com. So by the time 2 hours was up, I also had our list of 35 topics I could talk to y'all about right now. The popular number is number 22. And on my pretty list here, it says read, research, and review. Y'all ready? So not only do I have like a little table of contents, but I got like, these are the literal pages that I'll be typing up for my next book. I already know what the title going to be. I don't know what our cover photo is going to be, but I know where I'm going to go sit and write it. I just got an invitation to come join this hotel that I went in and wrote my last book at. They're doing a ribbon cutting. I didn't know they weren't officially open. Girl, I was in there chilling, eating in the restaurant and everything. But anyway, let me get my notes. They are not as organized as my list, but we're going to go through number 22. As I look for my notes, tell me, have you ever applied for a grant? Put that in the chat. Have you ever applied for a grant? Whether you knew what you were doing, whether you didn't know what you were doing, let me know. We call that tried and applied. Anyone here try for a grant? Lexi says no. Anyone else tried your hand, whether you like bought a list of grants or you found a link or heard about an opportunity or somebody sent you a grant and then you went and applied, right? Anybody else here ever tried for a grant? Let me know. Dreamer says no. Why not? Why have y'all not tried? Let's start there. I don't want to assume. I would probably be somewhat right. Tay has tried, of course. Tanika Santandrix, thank you for your participation. Anybody else tried for a grant? If not, why not? Be honest. This is a safe space for the most part. I say for the most part because we are still strangers on the internet. I can't control I could control who comes in and out of this room, but I don't want to block many people out, okay? Because TikTok got it where I can only open it to my subscribers. That means you pay to be here. I think me and Coco would be the only ones here if I did that. So people you see with dollar signs near their name, they are in our monthly subscription. So tell me why you haven't applied for a grant yet. This is a safe space for Black women, for-profit, small business owners to talk. We're talking about money. We're talking about the realities of winning that money. Okay. And I'm going to help you too, because I'm a certified life coach for the last 12 years. That's how you know it's been long. I had to think about that thing. So I'm gonna coach y'all out of some of this too. I already see an answer that's like, wait a minute. Ash says not yet. Why not, Ash? Tell me, why have you not applied for a grant yet? Lexi says, I never thought about it until a coworker told me she applied for one for her friend and got one. Right. Okay. So you had never thought about it. And then you saw what's possible. I'm the same way. I'm like, I hate the question where people say, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. Show me what's possible. And I can tell you, yeah, I want that, or no, let me find something else. Give somebody else to do it. Right. So I'm the same way. Jelena, I see you. Is it Jelenia? That's a gorgeous name. I cannot say Jelenia. Please put it Hooked on Phonics style for me in the chat. Please and thank you. And welcome to the Grant Game. She already scooped up her scholarship. I love people like that. Don't tell me you're going to do it. Don't tell me you're on the website. Don't tell me you're interested. Don't tell me you're going to look into it. Jay, she just went over there. Boom, secured. I'm going to tell you about your bonuses you get because you were the first one to join us. I might feel generous and share more, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let me get back to YouTube. I always forget I'm live on YouTube. Be behind the scenes coughing and sniffing and talking and stuff after I'm no longer live with y'all. I forgot I was still recording on you. So YouTube, forgive me for behind the scenes chat. I'm telling what y'all heard over here just talking to myself. Anyway. So you heard somebody, they won, and now you're like, I see what's possible for me. See how we reframed that already? That's called coaching, Lexi. Then you went into, but people gatekeep information. Gina, that ain't no excuse. You already know what's possible. And if you've seen it done, forget them people. Figure this out. You said, plus I never had an idea that I wanted to come to fruition. That's the real reason why you haven't applied for a grant. It ain't about people gatekeeping, because the one thing I know, I don't even know you, Lexi, but one thing I know about every Black woman on here is 10 of y'all, okay? When we want something, oh, we gonna get it. I'm one of the Black women that's like, please tell me I can't have it. Gatekeep from me, please. I dare you. Because I'm gonna go get it, I'm gonna learn it, then I'm gonna come back and teach it and make more money from it than you actually thought you was gatekeeping. You see what I'm saying? So when a Black woman won't shine, okay, there we go. So authentic, your Jeleni. Let me look at it again. Jelenia. Reminds me of Jello. Jelenia. You know how you need like word association? I think I got it. Jelenia. Oh, now my coach emailing me. Hold on, Amber. I don't think she on here with us. I don't know why she emailed me right now. Oh, she's replying back. Okay, good. When I see her name, my heart like start beating fast. Like, what I do? Okay. So Lexi's real reason for never applying for a grant yet is that she said, according to this, I'm for the screenshot it so I can have proof so she can't go back and delete it. There we go. She said, I never had an idea that I wanted to come to fruition. That's the real reason she hasn't applied. Don't put that on nobody else. That's on you, Lexi, but we got you, girl. Okay. What else? Candy says, first time applying for a grant. When, Candy? Was that today? What? So the question, let me remember, I'm asking y'all is, have you ever applied for a grant? That's the question. I've been trying to keep up with myself, y'all. So don't ask me what I said because y'all don't know. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com, where I help Black women, for-profit small business owners, find, apply for, and win grants. We got some of my mentees here on the call today. We got some of our grant winners here on the call today. Nika Sands Hendricks is here live from New York. She just won $3,500 yesterday as a small business pitch competition winner. And I've been wrecking my brain for 48 to 72 hours. Like, why she didn't get that top prize? Because it was supposed to be $20,000. We're going to talk about that another time, not today. But we expect nothing less than first place at this point. Like, that's the type of winners that I work with. I'm simply your guide. The media coach I was in class with today said, we're the Yoda. And I resonated so heavy. We're just your guide. We're here to help you get there if you're really serious about winning. So I've been back here like, now what was missing? What could we have done better? You know what? Here we go. So I already sent Tay her messages. Waiting on the response. Nika Sands Hendricks. Ashley Rankin. Okay. So anyway, Authentic says, I've been following you for a few months and I decided to trust your leadership. How authentic is that, Authentic? Thank you for trusting my leadership. I work hard on her. girl, the things I go through as a leader. Jesus, thank you for trusting me, being a part of that journey. I also try to make it fun. Candy says, first time on my live. Welcome, first timer. Glad to have you here. Okay. Weird Lex. Hold on, girl. TikTok is graying out your comment. Says, no, and if I tell you why, you're gonna cuss me out. So you've never applied for a grant, and you think that if you tell me why not, I'm gonna cuss you out. Not on camera. I can assure that. Okay. I'm a praying woman, a Christian woman. I might just never know. Tell me why. Okay. You get inbox message me, then let me process my response. Okay. I love it. Candy says not yet. Tay is driving as per usual. Is Maddie in the car with you, Tay? If so, tell her we said hello. Candy says, my friend sent me this way. Excited to learn. I love it. Speaking of, let's be like Candy's friend. Can y'all put hashtag FYP in the chat? Let's refer a friend real quick. Let's get somebody else in the room because those would be the best deals, right? When a friend be like, girl, I love that about us as Black women. We share resources. That's why I just got invited to this hotel's ribbon cutting. I didn't even know. It's not that you're not supposed to be there, but I didn't know officially they hadn't let everybody else in. I was in VIP somewhere, invited myself in, but I got the official invitation thanks to the referral of a friend today. So, all right, let's see. Maddie says, say hello, Madison. All right, so y'all told me if you've applied for a grant. She said, you know what, Weird Legs? I ain't messing with you. That's why TikTok ran out your comments, because you're living up to your name, okay? She said, I'm Black. Your face gonna do what your words. Well, I told you I might judge you a little bit. I ain't gonna cuss you out that loud on camera. I don't know that many cuss words. I don't sound right cussing. I tried it. I sound like a white girl. My family had me cuss in front of everybody recently. My older cousin, because I don't cuss. She was like, say a cuss word. So I did, and everybody laughed. I was like, you don't even sound right. So I don't even try. I don't be cussing and stuff out loud no more. Anyway, let's talk about this, number 22, because I know y'all waiting. But I wanted to see, had anybody even tried their hand at applying for grants? A lot of people think grants are overwhelming. So let me give you a really quick breakdown of grants. They're free money. Everybody put free in the chat. They don't have to be paid back. So it's not a loan. Again, free money. They don't have to be paid back. They're granted gifts that are given to you for your business to either start it, even if it's an idea. Yes, you can apply for a grant. Even if you haven't made any money or haven't officially launched a project or a business, yeah, you can apply for and win a grant. So we call that other people's money, OPM. Because a lot of people, maybe y'all aren't here with us today, y'all have started businesses and you're tired of paying out of your pocket, right? So you're like, I'm tired. I'm tired. I get somebody else to do it. That's why we call that OPM, other people's money. One of my coaches, longtime mentors, Russell Brunson, talks about that. OPM, other people's money. So if you're ready to get other people's money, put OPM in the chat, because I'm about to teach you how to do it through a process we call read, research, and review. Now, this is an extensive process. I'm going to make it through as much as I can before I get tired, and then leave y'all here on TikTok. But that's what number 22 is breaking down. Read, research, and review. Put that in the chat. Let me see who's really listening, who's really taking notes. Thank you for the roses. Let's see who's going. Okay. Lexi's laughing at me. Weird says, I'm going to have to come on. If we have time at the end, I might can bring you on. Let's see. Okay. Authentic, free. Oh, I thought you said when you Black and you can read our face. You know, like when you thinking something and you show it in your face, you might not say, girl, you said you bad. Oh, okay. It came out right. Shut up. It came out right. Read, research, and review. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Dr. AJ Austin, founder of BlackWomenInGrants.com, where I help Black women, for-profit small business owners find, apply for, and win grants. How do we do that? With this process, first and foremost, if you've never applied for a grant before, you need to do this as you dive in. It's my 3 R's. I got a lot more, but I said let's focus on the top 3. So we're going to start with read. when you hear about a grant or you buy a list of grants, or let's say you go to Google and type in grants and see what pop up, the first step is to read. What you want to read is the fine print. Like me and Tay, we went back through, well, I can't speak for Tay, but I went through the fine print. Tay went through her other information because we were trying to find proof that, wait a minute, it will probably be, what, some changed. Hold up, did we read or misread something? Let me go back to the fine print. So the fine print is with every grant, right? Ain't that important for everything? But y'all know how we be reading and we just see that little box called terms and conditions, and we read it just so we don't have to, we can skip through the process. Don't do that with grants, babes. You want to read. What you're reading is the fine prints, and within the fine prints are the rules of the grant. They're the restrictions of the grant. So the rules mean like when you're playing a game, right? We didn't misread. I went back, or right. So the rules are like how to play the game. Think of Uno. We don't really be, somebody was on Uno's TikTok arguing with them about how to play Uno. They were like, we created it. You can't argue with black people. Now they're about to bring it to Vegas. Child, it's going to be some table flipping going on up in there. You hear me? But anyway, rules come with the game. Rules are in the fine print. So with the rules of grants, they teach you what they're restricting. So an example of stuff that's restricted, for those of you who are like wondering, is there a grant available for your business? Yeah, there is. I don't know if grants are getting more lenient, but I'm finding more opportunities from businesses that used to be not as accepted, aka restricted. For example, most of it I can't say on TikTok. They will flag me. But think about, a little self-defense, got that thing on you, and where you go to learn about that thing at the range, they got grants for that. It's a whole association behind that'll give grants. They got grants for graveyards. They got grants for blame it on they got grants for that. Yeah, so used to be back in my day of winning grants. I won my first business grant in 2020 for $1,000. I had already won over $1 million in grants and grant funded opportunities in my personal life. Everything from free housing, one of the cars I drive today, my college education, medical expenses, you name it, I've won it. I don't teach that part. I'm now in the professional space with businesses. And so somebody shared a list of grants with me. That's how I know, that's how we find out about grants. And I went and applied for a grant. It was a couple. They are coaches. They were giving away $20,000. They were looking for 20 businesses during the pandemic to give $1,000 to. I applied. I was number 17. I could have been number 20. And I was just happy. So I took my $1,000, gave 100 back to the lady who introduced me to grants, because she thought she was just sharing information. She didn't know she was launching a business. That was my first seed. She's like, I sent it because I know you was gonna read it and go through it, and did, and won. And so I was like, she had 2 kids. She was pregnant during the pandemic. I was like, get that baby some Pampers. Tell her auntie said thank you and welcome to the world. Happy birthday. So yeah, I sold 10%. And I teach that to my clients now, but we'll talk about that on an upcoming live because that matters as well. So with my other 900, I invested it back into my business. I worked with a coach. I wrote a book. Here's one of them. I'm about to work on book number 4, y'all. But this book is called Finding Funding. So this book, along with this book called Black Women in Grants, I just wrote that this year. So it's like we're writing a book a year for every year I've been in grants. We got another book called The Grant Game. All 3 of these are in the mentorship over at blackwomeningrants.com. You can't buy them separately before you ask. Hey, new here, welcome. So they're all in the mentorship as a bonus to learning with me. And it'll dive deeper into how I started with grants. I really started winning grants in my personal life at the age of 9. I was featured on CNN television. So going from 9 to now, I won't tell you how many years it's been, but shouts out to Mom because she taught me how to be resourceful. And she kept me in my room reading because I got on punishment a lot for talking too much in class. But now I literally get paid. I literally get paid to talk to people. So that didn't never stop. Anyway, that's also how I know to read the fine print. Your girl is used to reading, okay? So maybe she was instilling something in me I ain't know. So the fine print is going to tell you about the rules. It's going to tell you about the restrictions. It's also going to tell you about something called regulations. Y'all hear all them R's? Rules, restrictions, regulations. Read, research, review. I told you I was more R's. So the regulations is kind of like how they're going to regulate the contest. Grants are a contest. Competition comes with grants. A lot of people want to apply for grants without competing. Impossible. Impossible. So you just want to learn the rules, learn how to play it. I often say learn how to pray. That too. So pray and play, and play to win. Okay, don't just learn the rules and then you making up your own rules. Because I've seen some applications where they specifically ask for some information and people be like, "Well, nah, I'm gonna just put this." Oh, all right. So when you crying because you ain't get it, don't say when they had this conversation. Okay, I am that. I'm a big sister to many, many around the world. I got 3 brothers too, but still, I just be like, you. I'm never gonna say I told you so. I'm gonna just say, don't tell me I ain't never told you so. Well, no, I didn't know. You can never say that. Okay. So anyway, rules, restrictions, regulations. All of that is in the fine print. You gotta read the fine print if you want to know how to win that specific grant. Every fine print, terms and conditions, official rules of a grant is different because every grant is started in different states. So California is different than Georgia. That's different than New York. These are like the main 3 that I've seen. States where people start these grant foundations. By the way, speaking of foundations, we are not nonprofit. We don't help nonprofits. We don't apply for nonprofit grants, government grants, or federal funding. That does not impact us. It's not our wheelhouse. We win grants from foundations, organizations, associations, and corporations. Tay, I got my nails off. Did you see that? I meant to send you. See how long? I just broke one today, but they grew a little bit. I talk my hands. So anyway, Tay was on the phone with me while I was soaking my nails and about to go off in the nail shop yesterday, but that's no story. Y'all got it. Got it in the chat if you're with me with the read, research, review, rules, restrictions, regulations. Let me know. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Talk to me. Making sense, Lexi? You said you was ready to learn, girl. I got you. Ashley got it. Candy got it. Ash got it. Thank y'all. Okay. So rules, restrictions, and regulations are first 3 auras. You want to read them. The terms and conditions are there. How to win their money is there, and it's different for everyone. We're winning grants in the for-profit space. So our money comes from, think like big corporations. I'm going to name some names that's been on my checks and my clients' checks. That way I don't have to argue with nobody about like, no, because they don't read. Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, Office Depot, Office Max, FedEx, UPS. I can keep going. I'm running out of fingers though, but y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Organizations, corporations, foundations, associations. Those are the 4 categories of funding for now. They could change, just like with who grants fund, because they used to not fund franchises, they call them sin-based businesses. Like if you got a business making people sin, like and you know, read context clues. I don't know how else to do this. That's saying a word. Yeah, they used to not fund those, but where we're headed in the grant space, it's a whole new word. What Ariel say? So again, don't worry about if there's a grant for your business because there is. If a graveyard can get a grant, baby, you good. Okay, you here amongst the land of the living. Any questions so far? Let me pause and take questions before I dive into more about the fine print and what to look for in the fine print, because there's a lot of legalese when you have to read. But this is literally for those of you who have never applied for a grant, or if you've applied for a grant and you haven't won one yet. I promise, I bet you 99.999% of the reason you haven't applied yet, won yet, feel like you don't know where to start, what to say, how to play, is because you haven't read the rules. Anybody read the rules? You know to read the rules now. Okay. So in the rules, I don't see any questions. We're going to keep going. It's going to tell you how many winners of the grant there are. That is vital. Because if they say my first encounter with this was for a grant for $100,000, I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money. I could do this and I could do that. And if you go straight in and just apply, you thinking I'm applying to win one grant for $100. But I read the rules and it said, no. Now this is the interpretation of the situation. You got to be from Atlanta to get that. But anyway, I read that they were looking for 5 people to give 20K to 20, 40, 60, 81. I would have been one of the one. And I was like, well, wait, that was my fault because I needed to read. Okay. So I learned that grants can do that. They don't tell you up front. So if you see the fine print, it might say a grant for 20K, and then they'll break it down in cash and prizes. First place, second place, third place, fourth place, bonus, consolation. It has levels to it. It's never what it looks like on the surface. That's why you got to go read the fine print, because they was like, we put it in the fine print. Y'all didn't read it. And they know most people don't read it. So you get to the end thinking you about to win this big check, and it's a misunderstanding about to take place of like, where my money at, right? So in the fine print, which I don't know. Anyway, recently in conversation, we were talking about taking screenshots of that fine print, because sometimes that can change. Take screenshots of websites where you find out about the grants. Take screenshots of the application, because we're dealing with human beings, beings like we eat. Okay, they lie, and things can change, and they legally can do that because it's their money. So I've seen it in action with my own experience, with my own 2 eyes, being an applicant of a grant, where I know why I signed up was from what I read. But when myself and other eyes went back to find it, we couldn't find it on the Instagram page where we saw what we saw when we saw it, and they changed it. Okay. So again, you're dealing with humans. Not to say you got to go into these opportunities not trusting them, but what they say, trust but verify. That verification is that screenshot. Be like, no, because on this day, right? Ain't that interesting? But it's their money. They can do it. So you can contest it. Most won't. However, here's how to set your expectations. Now, I want to paint it all roses because it's not. However, if you're prepared, oh, honey, you win it every time, even if things change. Okay, you control the narrative you tell, the story you tell, etc. So we talked about the fine print being a part of what you're reading, and the rules, restrictions, and regulations. It's going to tell you how many winners. It's going to tell you how much each winner gets. If it doesn't, it should. And if you don't see this in the fine print, email the point of contact. They should have a phone number, a P.O. box, or an email address for somebody over the grant. Somebody had to set it up. Somebody got to make the judgment calls, and somebody got to write the grant checks. Somebody got to alert the winners. There's someone to contact about this. Somebody is out writing the press release, because they will talk in the press about this opportunity before they tell who won the grant. So somebody is contactable. Amen. So you can find their information, contact them. Part of the regulations is also how long you have to claim your prize. So when you win a grant, they'll say you got maximum 10 days to let us know, I know I won, I want to win, tell me next steps. That's as simple as an email saying, thank you for my win, what are next steps, right? I learned from a lady who wrote me 2 grant checks that many women forfeit the funding because they don't respond. They're told that they won and they don't say anything because they don't know to. So sometimes the grant will tell you, but the fine print says you got to let us know you want the money. Because sometimes between you applying for a grant and winning a grant, so much time passes, things could have changed. Maybe you got rich, won the lottery, inherited some money, made $1 billion. They don't know. So they like, say something so we'll know. If you miss that deadline, they can, and usually will skip you and go to next in line, because you do have competitors. You do have people that, while it may not be a first, second, and third place thing, they do still grade your grant application. You still get points for your grant application. So if you made a 72 and someone made a 71, they get your money if you don't respond. Got it? Got it in the chat. Hello, beautiful. How are you? Glad to see you here. Let me know what questions you got. We are talking about read, research, and review. That's all in the mentorship, so no worries. You already got access to that. By the way, if you guys want to join the mentorship, get the scholarship plus the bonuses I'm getting ready to tell y'all about, head over to blackwomeningrants.com and come join us. www.blackwomeningrants.com is how to work with me as your mentor, getting my help. And you need my help when it comes to winning, okay? So we have about almost 700 ladies in our mentorship program. Again, that's over at blackwomeningrants.com. They've won about 300 and I'm a new number. Every time I say this, 342,000, I think was the last one I recommended. But there's an option for us to work. There are two options for us to work together. If you need me to hold your hand, make sure you're applying for grants frequently and knowing what to say on these applications, because we ain't even got to the application. This is before you apply. Join us in Grant Prep Academy. We're actually almost full. We had some people give up their seats. They got what they needed. We've been doing this since the top of the year. And so we got some open spots. And I try to cap it so that it's not too many people so you can get what you need, because it's a small group of us. But there are two options. You got the independent study where you're like, I got it, Dr. AJ. I don't need you to hold my hand, but I just want to check in with you from time to time. That's an option. That's the Grant Game Mentorship. You get access to that program for a full year. It's updated and organized, by the way, as of 2 days ago. Shouts out to our first two students in the revamped Grant Game Mentorship. So y'all in for a treat. Your girl been over here working, okay? Between that and being out in this sun here in Atlanta, I've been getting my work in. So, any questions before we move on? Let me know, because we're talking about reading. What are we reading? The fine print. What's in the fine print? Rules, restrictions, and regulations. We talked about how many winners are going to be talked about in that fine print, how much each winner is going to win, how long you have to claim the prizes. Also, a lot of people ask, got it, beautiful. Just reach out via email if you need me, okay? A lot of people ask, can they take a grant back? What y'all think? Let's ask the audience. What y'all think? You think they can come take a grant back, even though it's free money? It's not based on your credit. It's not a loan. It is other people's money. Y'all think they can come take it back? Lexi said, I hope not. I know that's right. I know that's right. It's funny. What y'all think? We're voting. What's your votes? Yes or no? You think they can take it back? Ashley says yes, but only if the grantee is way out of order. Oh, okay, Ashley, right. Anybody else? Beautiful says, I hope not as well. The answer is, I've never seen it happen yet. Okay? I know there are some revisions. Like I said, these people can make up rules as they go if they want to. Because again, it's their money. Nothing is guaranteed. However, I've never seen them come snatch it back. I'm going to tell you what I have seen. I've seen people disqualifying themselves. I've seen where, like we just talked about, if you don't reply back before a certain time, they can go to the next person. But I've also seen where they tell you up front, again, in the fine print, you can't say y'all didn't have this conversation. They're like, we may not come and take it back, but we will come check on you. So if you say, okay, I needed a grant, I applied and I won. 3 months has gone by, 6 months has gone by, a year has gone by. The longest I've seen is 3 years. I think one grant recently said 5. They can reach out to you for up to 5 years to check and see, how's it going? What you do with our money? You got receipts? Not necessarily receipts of what you spent the money on, but receipts of what you said you would do with the funding, as far as, did you say you were going to help the hood, help the homeless, help students, immigrants, veterans? Like, what did you tell the grant? Right, look at Lexi with the eyeballs emojis. What did you tell them you were going to do with the funding? Because that's an investment. So they're like, what's their return on investment real quick? Like, what you been up to since? So what I advise my mentees to do is get ahead of it. I always reach out. I just reached out to the first people who gave me that $1,000 grant 5 years ago. They got a podcast. I'm like, hey, here's what I've been able to do since you gave me $1,000. I've helped almost 700 Black women find a platform and win grants. Thank you. Want me to come on a podcast and sing your praises? Let me know. I'm also an expert podcast guest. What you got? What you need? Keeping in touch to show them that their money went to the right person, the right cause, the right mission. So you can stay ahead of it. They ain't got to worry about it. They wasn't worried about it. They rich. However, they also richer to know that that one seed blossomed into thousands. You see what I'm saying? So get ahead of that narrative. That's what I mean. You can shape the story that you want to tell. Oh, this is a good one. Any question before we move on to the next part? Put some chapstick on to get cute for y'all real quick. Any questions? Y'all got it? If you're picking up what I'm putting down, just let me know. Just put got it. It's making sense. It's heading. Oh, I'm sorry, Ashley. Hold on. You said. Candy's leaving us. No. So I got to get back to work. Definitely will need assistance. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, Candy. Ashley just got accepted into another program. Congratulations. That's your record. Me and Tay were talking about you yesterday and how I am so excited for you because I think you're going to enjoy the program based on Tay's success. So your big sister in Black Women in Grants has went and paved the way, and I think you're going to love it. I don't know, though. I'm talking like I done took the program and did not. So keep me posted, please and thank you. Hold on. Let's TikToking. You said E. Cornell, FedEx. Yes, I sent a video to them with an update. Yes, Ashley Rankin, that's how you do it. So stay ahead of the game. Beautiful, I'm glad you're back with us. Welcome back. You missed our interview with Peaches recently. She had 2 losses in her family. She had just won a $9,500 grant. And she's a barbecue restaurant business in Detroit, and it allowed her to buy a new freezer, new refrigerator. She said she stocked up on ribs and briskets and her pantry items. And that's what that grant allowed her to do, is she had to take time off to handle family affairs, but it allowed her to keep her door open. So even more reason to apply for grants, to give you that padding, that cushion, because you never know. Life is gonna life, y'all, whether you're winning grants, applying for them, having to pitch for them like Tay does so well. Life is gonna life. So this is about preparing you with a whole another income stream. Lexi says, got it. People want to know what are we doing with their money. So yeah, let's keep talking about, speaking of their money. I got a question for y'all, because many people say, how long does it take to win a grant? What y'all think first? That's part A of the question. How long y'all think it takes to win a grant? Where's your brain before I break it? Put a number in the chat. How long do you think it takes to win a grant? Anybody? Months? Not a number, but okay. Give me a month. Give me a number, Lexi. 3 months. I like your answer. Rare finds. Any other guesses? Y'all talk to me. Told y'all this is about engagement hunting. Engage. Okay. Dreamer says 3 months. Dreamer and Rare Find is correct. At minimum, especially when you join us in my mentorship program. Like I just showed y'all 3 books I've written, and the 4th one is on its way. So by this time next year, we would definitely have a 4th. It don't take me long to write books now. I really speed through this process now. Proud of that. So you never know, next time you see me, I might have this book out. But anyway, the fact that all of these are cheat codes. Every page is a cheat code. I am cutting your learning curve. You don't have to go out and learn this for the first time like I do. Like I sit and read these terms and conditions for fun. I just did it the other day, and I get ahas and notes to share with you guys. And so it's going to cut the learning time way down for you. So it's not going to take you as long to win a grant. Now, I get to read them for fun because I've been applying most of my life, right? And so my job as an educator in this space is to let you know that it doesn't have to take as long as you think. I always tell my mentees to give themselves 90 days as they go through the mentorship, because you'll be applying for grants. You'll be asking me questions, because one of the features of working with me is that you get access to me 24/7 via email. Ask me anything about grants. And either I'm going to tell you to go do your homework because it's already in the mentorship, okay? Or that I'll address it on the live, or if it's quick enough, I'll respond via email. Or if you're in our membership, I'll bring you on the lives and answer your questions live so that you can help other people learn that answer as well. So if you're learning from me, someone who's won millions of dollars in grants, now teaching how to do it, and we've won almost $500,000. We'll be at $500,000 by the end of this year. I just know it. In grant wins from all of our mentees over at blackwomeningrants.com. Come join us if you want to be in that number, because we're looking for our top 20. We got 2 spots left in the top 20. I've interviewed 20 of our recent grant winners out of 700 who are actually doing this work and winning. And if you're in the mentorship, you're doing the work, you are guaranteed to win something. You are going to leave there with something. They have something called consolation prizes you can actually win. Constellation is like, thank you for playing, but they've gotten really good. And so if y'all would have guessed that number, we would have talked about that today, but that's coming up on another live. Somebody's going to guess that number coming up. But I'm going to tell you, these consolation prizes I'm seeing where they're like, thanks for playing. And by the way, and you get to fill in the blank. Best ever. Okay, so anyway, I get excited about that. But you will leave here with something. So give yourself 90 days. It can happen quicker, and it does. One of our members that just joined us, her name is Paula. She has a nonprofit. So she had been applying for grants. She told me she had applied to over 50 grants and had not won anything. And me and Paula got on the phone. She needed to come to Jesus Call. And we got all the way together with this mindset thing. Because she was like, no, because she was in that same, Paula, we don't do that here. If you want to come work with me, let me tell you how we talk. So she changed up her talk. And right after she joined the membership, she won her first grant for her nonprofit. I don't even help nonprofit. She won $7,500. This just happened, okay? So now Paula is like all the way together. She's like, tell me what else I need to do. What you need from me. I'm listening. I'm all ears because it works. Because before that, having applied to over 50 grants and winning nothing, baby, you need to leave here with something. And if you've applied to that many grants and not won something, the common denominator is you in that grant application strategy. And so even if you've won grants before or applied for grants before, or you're used to them going a certain way, things are changing. You have to update and enhance how you're applying, what you're saying on the application, what they're accepting, what they're no longer accepting, what's on the horizon for grants. Because again, we're working with humans. We're always changing. We're always growing. So the grant space is evolving, especially as you start applying for higher levels of funding. Speaking of, we call that your grant goal. Your grant goal is how much you can see yourself winning, or in other words, how much you need. So y'all tell me in the chat, what's your grant goal? How much? Put your dollar signs, put your commas, put your decimal points, put your zeros. What you need? How much can you see yourself winning in a grant? That's called your grant goal. So imagine a blank check with your name and your business name on it, and you can have whatever you like. Just like T.I., you can write any amount in that little checkbox. I don't know if y'all know what checks look like these days. I do. I used to be a banker. I was a universal teller. Everybody's favorite, of course. My line would be longer than the other tellers because people wanted me to cash their checks. So I'm used to seeing the numbers on the bank accounts, on the checks, how much needs to be on yours. And don't put like, if you don't believe it, don't put it, number one. Don't give a range because they can't write $2 to $1,000. Give a number, put a number on it. Okay. All right. Lexi says Tay says 300K. Of course, 6 figures. Ashley says, I've gotten into 2 separate programs at the same time. You definitely got to fill me in, Ashley Rankin. I didn't know that. Congratulations, Ashley Rankin. You know, we all been in our own world, working, girl, getting it in, winning. And I love this for us so much. And there's so much more to come, y'all. We got so many fun activities planned for later this year and all the way to early spring next year. And I'm excited to bring those of you who are joining us in the mentorship today and all 700 plus chat that we got over there. Y'all don't be acting right all the time, but I got you. I'm still here. Lexi needs 5K. Rarefy needs 50K. Latanya needs 20,000. Lexi says, I start small. Makes sense. And you can think bigger coming out of the game. That's what Tay did. This time last year, she said on this live, right here. I said, right here in this chair. She said she wanted to apply for grants. They were requiring video. I said, go do the video, Tay. Tay had every excuse in the world why she didn't do that video. So that opportunity passed her by. She literally left money on the table. Then God said, okay, daughter, I'm going to give you another chance. So he sent her another opportunity to apply for a grant that required a video. What'd she do? She went and submitted that video and got selected. Then she started freaking out. She was like, wait a minute, Dr. AJ Austin, this is working. She reached out, said, I'm freaking out a little bit. Sent me an email. And my favorite thing, I think this was you, Tay. Don't let me give somebody else your story or yours. You know what I'm trying to say. But I think she said, I don't want to do this without you. That was my favorite. That's like my friend that calls when her kids get on nerves. Can I come to your house? I'm like, yeah, because it's quiet. I got everything here. We ain't got to go nowhere. She be in the front room. I'm in my office, and it's just quiet. Then she go back home like she done been on a little retreat. Yeah, you come to my house. Yeah, I can do this with you, girl. Come on. So I shared that because sometimes you need to borrow my faith a little bit. I'm happy to share that. But also, you need to know what's possible. So once Tay saw what was possible, that this works, she and I worked together. We got her pitch together, and she went and pitched her business for a small business pitch competition, the one that required the video. And she won her first $5,000 straight out the mentorship, straight after working with me on her pitch. And the rest is still her story, okay? She's still building. She just won her fourth Bank United, Black Girl Ventures, them other people, Nassau, her fourth small business pitch competition yesterday for $3,500. So she's now won over $27,500 in small business pitch competitions, grant opportunities, contests. She won a $5,000 grant from Lenovo, the Baputa people. That's how my little niece used to say computer back in the day, so I still say it. But she got a new laptop, new desktop, new tablet, new Fitbit watch, new printer. Tay just like rolling in the dough, okay? And my favorite part is that her husband watches her win and supports her all the way. And so I got to meet him recently when I was in New York. Tay took me to meet him, and he gave me the biggest hug. And he was like, "Come get this hug." Like, and I interpret that as like, "You helped my wife win this money. Come get this hug." But what I love about their story is not only is he supporting her, having her back, watching her win, winning with her, critiquing her win, asking for that boy, hush, Joshua. However, he's her biggest supporter, and he told us on one of our calls we did, he's like, he supports the sisterhood. But my favorite part of their story is to see Tay has now learned this new skill to help bring in additional income into her household. So she got a job, he got a job, she got a business, and now a fourth stream of income, plus whatever else she's doing to make money. I don't know everything, that ain't my story to tell. However, I know grants is in there, pitching is in there. So that way, when a pitch competition happens and she have to travel like she does, hopefully you ain't get no flack in that, Tay, right? I'm sure, because I remember he booked the flight the first time. He like, go back, pitch for my. He is witnessing this happen. So for those of you who like, I gotta go talk to my husband, I get that permission. Tell them about Josh. I told Tay and Josh they're gonna be the example that I use to talk to women who are married or who share funds with their partners when it comes to joining the membership or joining the mentorship and getting help learning how to win these grants. Because you're not only going to pay yourself back, but you're going to multiply that investment. I ain't charged Tay $27,000 to teach her how to win $27,000. She started exactly where you guys are in the mentorship. So head over to blackwomeningrants.com. Come join us. Get those same skills. If you need my help working with you one-on-one, holding your hand, walking with you, join the membership. That's how you get me. Don't be inboxing me trying to tell me your story and God had called me, girl. Go tell it to the checkout over at blackwomeningrants.com and then join us on the calls. And I'll be all ears because I can focus. And then you'll be surrounded by the sisterhood in grants. It's going to help you, ask you questions, pick your brain, and really make it like clear for how you're about to go win this money because it's possible. Amen. Okay. What questions y'all got? Let me know. Yes, Tay is our reigning champion. Okay? We mad when it ain't first place. What you mean it ain't first place? That is not acceptable. Where's the manager? Because I know I'm a winner. I was like, look at us. We just like overachievers, right? So that's how it is. And it's very possible. So you can dream big out the gate. Tay was pitching for $15K out the gate. She just happened to land in the middle. You know what I mean? So, but she's also gone on to win first place more than once. So we continue in that winning streak. So we have women like Tay, like Ashley, like Brittany, who won $15K fresh out the membership or the mentorship. She joined and she also was just kind of taking a blind leap of faith. She's like, Dr. AJ, I'm just going to trust the process, basically. She joined the mentorship. And 90 days later, remember I told y'all to give yourselves 90 days if you're doing the work in the mentorship. 90 days to the date, she was sending me her first picture of her standing on stage with a $15,000 check. It said Brittany. The picture is on the website over at blackwomeningrants.com. When you select to join the mentorship, take Brittany's spot. I mean, not that it's available, but she's one, so she know it works. Okay, if you want to borrow her faith in her spot, come on, we got you. And so yeah, give yourself 90 days. Now every grant is different. So every grant winning process is gonna take a different amount of time. Like I said, you can win quicker. Tamika Barber won in 30 days. She said from the time she joined the mentorship, found the grant, applied, won, and the check was in her mail, 30 days is how long it took. So she won her first grant in a month. And she's like, okay, this works for real. So that's how long it takes to win a grant. But I share that as well because, as you can hear, these ladies are applying consistently. That's one of our secret weapons. We call it apply, apply, apply. AAA, not the car roadside assistance, AAA, which I got, by the way. I forgot I got AAA. Anyway, maybe that was just a reminder if I needed it to stay. I paid for it and everything. So, AAA is one of our secret weapons, which is apply, apply, apply. That means always having a grant application out there so that when they select their winner, your name could be in the hat. But one thing to know is that once you win a grant, or if you want to keep winning grants, you got to keep applying, because in the fine print, if you're reading the fine print, it's going to tell you that the grant prize more than likely is not indefinite. What that means is you got one time, okay? You're going to win. You're going to get selected, and they're going to either tell you, hey, you won, move on, you can't win this anymore, or you can't apply anymore because you've already won. Save space, save funding, save room for someone else. And so they're basically letting you know in the fine print up front, don't depend on us to pay your bills. If you came to us with the story about how bad you needed the grant, we gave you the grant. Don't come back to us with that story. This is not an indefinite prize. We don't want to be your sugar daddy. We don't want to pay all your bills. We can't. You can't use grants to pay off like personal debt. Someone asked me, "Can you pay back taxes with grants?" I was like, "No, you can't. You're not supposed to. I'm not gonna say you can't, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to use the funding for what they tell you to use funding for." So we're gonna get into that in a future live about what grants are not for. And you want to know that going in to set your expectation, because if you're coming in like, well, I need to pay my rent, and I need to send the kids back to school, and you going on and on about stuff that we don't spend the people money on this, because if they come back and ask for that check-in, and they call that something. I gotta look up the word. It's new to me. We finally found the word for it. But you sign documents in the beginning that says that you understand. Like I just got selected for a grant that's tied with a partnership with Google. And the first thing out the gate, the same email that they're saying, congratulations, winner, they're saying, oh, by the way, go ahead and read and sign this few pages of what we call a MOU, or a memorandum of understanding. Because you're telling us you understand that this is how it's about to go down. And so you want to take your time, read through it, see what you're agreeing to before you sign and submit. It goes back to read the fine print, so that when or if you have to prove this one never before, or I forgot about this part, or blah, blah. You're not setting your own expectations. I thought if you thinking anything, you wrong, because all them people gonna give you is what they put in that MOU, what you agreed to. And mainly what you're agreeing to is that this is a one-time thing, baby. Don't come back here begging, okay? Because at that point it is begging. But you want to show them that you're investing their grant money, your grant funds, into multiplying what we call your impact. And so that goes into another part of our mentorship program, where I teach you what to look out for, what to look forward to, especially after that win. You want to show them how you're multiplying the money they've given you to invest in your business. Any questions? Y'all let me know. Lexi says, do you have a live schedule? I'm live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Lexi. No set time, but just know I will be live those 3 days at some point. Okay? That's all I got. That's it. I've been going live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the last 2 years here on TikTok. We got about 700 episodes, girl. So when you join the mentorship, you can go watch all 388 are in our private portal. Okay. By the time you get to 389, I have the rest uploaded. But that's how many episodes of TikTok we've been on. So it's go catch up. Okay. Start from the beginning, catch up to now. So that way you see what you done missed already. Okay. What questions do you guys have? Let me know. Latonya, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Any questions about the read, research, and review process? We've been talking about reading the fine print, the rules, restrictions, and regulations, where it covers how many winners there are going to be, how much each winner gets, how long you have to claim the prizes, making sure you don't disqualify yourself, making sure you understand that the prize is not infinite. They'll also tell you if you, it goes deeper into if you get disqualified, then what? Next, we're going to talk about the process for getting paid, and then we're about to wrap up as well. But I wanted to tell you about our mentorship program. I told y'all over at blackwomeningrants.com, we got 2 options for us to work together. So in between y'all seeing me here on TikTok Live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I'm all day and day in the mentorship. I'm either in WhatsApp chat, in emails, or somewhere on somebody's social media. I'm also a very active member in about 3 or 4 groups that are tied to programs that I receive grant funding to go through. And so I'm in there mentoring, helping as well, answering questions, sharing resources, encouraging people. So my time is split between a lot of things, plus napping, scrolling TikTok, shopping, and eating, taking care of my home. And now me and Tay decided yesterday I'm going to pick up nails as my new hobby. So that's what I be having going on behind the scenes. But when you join the mentorship and you got a question about what you're learning, about grants you found, I'm happy to answer those questions via email in between all my scrolling and all that too, okay? So that's over at www.blackwomeningrants.com. And I mentioned there are bonuses to come join us. So the first person that joined us today receives a bonus. Number 1, you get a call with me. 90 minutes. And I'm just sitting and I'm listening. And you're telling me all about your business, all about why you're needing a grant. And then we're going to get into what we call your grant application strategy. Your grant application strategy is why you need the grant, why you're applying for the grant, how much in grants you need, what you're going to do with the money, them people money, to return that investment, and then how to go out and find your first grant, apply for it, and position yourself to win. Okay? So that plus is a scholarship price to join us. $197 gets you access to my mentorship program for a full year. It's not every month, it's a year. So you get access to the content. The content is like 24 hours of information. I rearranged it about 2 days ago so that you know where to start in grants, where you're going to be in the middle, what to expect, and then what to look forward to as you get close to winning your first grant. You're going to see my examples of winning, like live pitch competitions that I've done. You're going to get to hear from some of our grant winners like Tay, Ashley. I think Tay's in there twice. Ashley's in there a couple times. Deanna Joy, she's a nonprofit grant writer. She is winning money for her clients and herself as a for-profit business. She's won over $86,000. So I interviewed her. We recently interviewed Peaches, who won $9,500 for her restaurant in Detroit, that barbecue restaurant. Got her new freezer, her new ribs. Mm-hmm. We interviewed Tamika Barber, the 30-day grant winner. She didn't need 90 days, she needed 30. We interviewed Brittany. She's Pretty Honeybee here on TikTok, when she won her first 15K 90 days into the program. They're all interviewed, all of their interviews, plus how they won, why they think they won, and what they're telling you to go do to win too. All of that is in the mentorship in their interviews, along with a list of grants. We get a list of grants every month at the top of the month. I'm so excited because our new list comes out next week. I don't put it together, but it's shared with me and I share it with y'all. Don't tell about it. And so instead of charging y'all for a list of grant, I just started the mentorship for free. And the person who puts together the mentorship, I've interviewed her recently. Let me write that down, by the way, because I just realized I didn't link that in y'all welcome package. Oh, let me put that in my journal. Hold on. I'm going to add. Her name is Kirsten. So I'm going to put Kirsten's interview. It's in there, but I need to show you where to find it. Okay. So I mentioned I have just recently updated our mentorship program as far as arranging the content and adding stuff I forgot to add, child. So it's real good. I love my program. I've watched our videos so much. So I've done some events throughout the last few years on grants, what they are, what they're not, how to find them, the difference between nonprofit and for-profit grants, how I feel about the federal funding freeze. All of that are, this is discussed in the mentorship, along with the 3 books that I showed you guys. This one is so heavy, but a lot of brain power. Y'all books won't be this big. They're all ebooks, which you can print out, by the way. My books are living, breathing documents that I keep live in our mentorship. So when I want to add more, I just go in there and slide it in there. And then when you ask me a question, I'll be like, did you read that extra page I just had in the book? But you can go print it out if you would like as well. Y'all have my permission to do that. So those are just some of the features of the mentorship, plus the bonus call with me. And then I'm hosting an event here live in Atlanta in the spring of next year in April in partnership with Google. They are providing some of the funding behind hosting this event. And you get a free VIP seat. And you can choose whether it's going to be virtual via live stream for you, because we'll have a hybrid option. Or if you want to fly here to Atlanta, hang out with me, or drive in. Maybe you're already here. Just walk up the street. We call everything up the street, down the street. So come hang out. So those are the bonuses for joining the mentorship. And the mentorship, the books, the list of grants, the videos, the interviews with our grant winners, the bonuses, I keep saying, to get the call with me, to get a free VIP seat, maybe even this book that I'm finna write real quick. Book number 4. We might throw that in the bonus list too. We'll see. I just decided today, well, it's been on the back burner, but I was just reminded today by my assistant to get this book done. So what questions can I answer for you guys before we wrap up? I got one more thing to share with y'all about reading. And then we'll do some future lives about the researching and reviewing process, because that's easy. Once you know what you're reading, what you're looking for with these grants, this is going to help you not to get scammed also, because there's some scams out there. We ain't going to get into that. I don't want to talk about it. But if you know what to look for in the fine print, where it's addressing the rules, the restrictions, the regulations, it's also going to go into like getting paid. Meaning, how are they going to pay you? Is it a gift card? Is it an e-check that's deposited into your business bank account? Will they mail the check to your home office or your virtual office or your P.O. box? Yes, you can have the grant checks come to your house. Mine do. I don't see why not. I'm a home-based business. I was a member of CoWork Space, but it's an hour away. Driving an hour to go get a check. Girl, send it to my house because my bank down the street. I can walk to the bank, put it in there, and that's what I do. So those are options. What else have I seen? They'll tell you if it's in credits. There are some grants that don't write checks outright, but they do cover services. So for example, a grant I won came with a $5,000 service from a coach. So it might cover their services where it pays them. I've received prizes like a brand makeover or a website redesign or a subscription to a service for a certain amount of time. Everything from Amazon Prime to Audible. I got free business cards for life, I think it is. The subscription ain't stopped, and I won the grant years ago. And so I share all of that. I don't know what's going on with YouTube here, but my computer is making a weird noise. But I share all of that because you'll have some grants that'll tell you, no, we're not writing a check, but this is what our prizes look like. And so that's also broken down in the terms and conditions, the official rules of the grants, or the fine print that you need to be reading. So all of these reasons are great ways to start with grants. You might find one. I didn't know it, but many people who are not winning grants yet, or at least not as often as they would like, they're not reading. They're barely reading the qualifications of the grant. We ain't even talked about that yet. Grants have many layers. This is what I mean. My job is to help cut your learning in half. And so if you're not reading the eligibility, I know you're not reading the terms and conditions. Because even when you see grants that give away like phones and cars, the terms and conditions will also tell you it's limited use. So just like they're only writing you one check, you may only get that phone or that car for a year. And then you have to decide, are you going to pay for it or return it, right? But they told you in the fine print if you would have read it. So I want to ask you guys, what is your number one aha takeaway moment from what we've been talked about? If you're just joining, we're talking about reading the rules, the restrictions, and the regulations of grants. Reading the fine print to help you set your expectation so you know what you're getting into, you know what you're signing up for, you know what to look forward to. What's your aha moment or your question? Now is the time for Q&A. And then we'll revisit the option for you guys to win a scholarship price, the bonuses, to come and join me. Let me know. Hello, Coach. How are you, my dear? Latanya said, yeah, just reading. The rules is an aha for me, right? This is where you're going to stand out as a winner. I do it every time. My favorite thing, I don't want to be a know-it-all or I told you so. I just want to be educated. Because a lot of times I have seen people apply for grants or grant-funded opportunities, and then they get to the end and it's different from their expectations because they're like, I thought, or I wish, or I want. And I'm like, did they say that? Can you find that in writing anywhere? One of my coaches, her name is DL, she calls it the power of the written word, meaning how you have to have a paper trail to prove what was said, because that's what stands up as receipts, proof in a court of law if you need it. And so you can't guess your way through these things. You can't make up stuff. You can't put your expectations out there when you want a different ending or a different outcome when they told you in the beginning, here's the conversation, here's the rules, the restrictions. Yes, it's in fine print, but take your time before you apply and read the room, literally. And then they will tell you, no, we didn't say that, or yes, we said that, etc. What's your aha? What's your questions? Let's chat. Lexi's aha is grants aren't just free money. There are levels to this game. That is so beautifully put. Said perfectly, okay? Thank you, girl. There are levels to this game. There's levels to winnings. There's levels to expectations. There's levels to outcomes. But it can all be like addressed before you even apply. So a lot of women hear free money. They hear grants. They want the easy way. What's the cheat code? Can I win a grant? You can. That's the easiest answer I can. And you want to take time to get to know how to play the grant game before you dive into a new territory you're unfamiliar with. So this is all a part of the game. It's not all roses, but imagine you come in educated. The fine print has literally saved me headache and frustrations when an outcome is different from a grant or grant funded opportunity. I understand this is these people's money. I'm asking for it, or I asked them to cover my tuition for this program. Here's the expectations they've already set. I got to take me and my emotions out of it. Yes, I wanted this, or I expected this, or I looked for this, or I hoped for this, but they put in writing what this was. You knew what it was. That's that Jill Scott. So anyway, any questions? Let me know. Now's your chance. You can keep sharing your ahas or your takeaways. If you're just here being weird, ear hustling, hey girl. This is for Black women, for-profit small business owners. This also shows how for-profit grants are different than nonprofit grants. Okay? Ours is as easy as looking into the fine print. What do they expect? How do they tell me how to win this grant? They're literally laying it out. And if you follow those instructions, which most people still won't, you will win. But I'm here to break it down, to put it in fun, entertaining format for you to digest. And I'm here to answer questions. Thank y'all for the 18.2K likes. I didn't even see that to just now. I appreciate you guys. I think the most we've had in one live was like 20K. Lexi said, I enjoyed this. You were very clear and precise. I have work to do. The most important part, Lexi, is not doing the work by yourself. Because one thing I do is this for fun. I'm a trainer by profession. One of my degrees is in training. And specifically adult learning. And so because I know that it's easy to hear something and write it down and forget about it, forgot you knew it, forgot you learned it, forgot what was said. You got to learn to a point where you can teach it, where you can share it, where you've mastered it. So you want to stay in community. You want to stay in conversation, learning from people who are winning in this space. You always want to learn from people who have what you want. You don't want their stuff, but you want your own, and they're willing to teach it. So this is your clear example of not gatekeeping, right? But I am gatekeeping everything else I teach over at blackwomeningrants.com. So if you want to get behind the gate, come claim your scholarship. By the way, Facebook, I'm logging off. Go to blackwomenandgrants.com. I need my baby Papruta to show these fine people on TikTok how to get logged in to the mentorship. So head there now if you would like to join us. And I'll see y'all soon on Facebook. I'm logging off as soon as it'll let me clip this thing here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do is walk you through how to join me over at blackwomeninggrants.com. So the website is www.blackwomeninggrants.com. And I'm going to show you what it looks like on my end. I got so many tabs pulled up. Jeez. Okay. Latonya says, Lexi says, I'm coming. Says, I understand I ain't going nowhere. You said, so are you the same on Facebook? Your name, I'm Dr. AJ Austin on Facebook. I'm way more active here on TikTok. You said, can you paint it? Oh, you mean pin it? TikTok won't let me. It's weird. So blackwomeninggrants.com is the site. You can get there by visiting the link in our profile. This is what the website looks like. You can write it down, screenshot it, but this is backwards, I'm sure, because I'm using my front-facing camera. But it'll be front-facing when you go there. This here is the lady on the live with us right now. Her name is Taynika Sands Hendricks. That's her. She's on the live, y'all. And then that's me, fake teaching her in a photo shoot we just did here. Me, her, and Ashley here in Atlanta with our famous photographer, Jarvis, talking us through it, making us laugh. We acting silly, taking pictures. We just did a photo shoot here in Atlanta recently when Tay and Ashley flew in. You still here? Hey, girl. You usually be like, I got to go. My boss think Latonya, yeah, I'm on Facebook, but I'm no longer live on there now. I needed my tablet, which is what I was live on, to show y'all the website. So this is blackwomeninggrants.com. This is Tay with one of her recent wins. She just won another $5,000 grant a few weeks ago. And she also was selected days in between that for another $5,000 opportunity. She just won $3,500 yesterday. So, of course, she's featured on our website. Okay. You said, so where are we going so we can keep talking? www.blackwomeninggrants.com is where the conversation continues. There we go. This is what the website looks like. And here are the two options that I mentioned to you guys for us to keep working together. The first one is the Grant Game Mentorship Program. That's the $197 scholarship prize that'll let you into the program for a full year. And it breaks down everything that this comes with, like this being a one-time payment. By the way, there's Klarna, there's Afterpay, and there's Affirm if you need it as payment arrangement options. But you pay that one-time investment, and then it gives you year-long access. This program is self-paced. It's self-study. We call it Learn at Your Leisure or Learn on the Go. With all the books, the videos, the audios, we have an app that'll read the book to you as well. So if you're cooking and cleaning and washing and driving and yelling at the kids and yelling at your boo and working, child, just pause us and come back when you got a free minute. Okay, we there on your Papruta, on your laptop, on your tablet, etc., etc., etc. And then a feature is you get to email me 24/7. So again, that's another place the conversation continues in the email inbox because you've invested in the mentorship to talk to me, to get my attention on your small business grant application journey. I don't do that here on Facebook or what is this? TikTok or Facebook. Child, I ain't in no inboxes talking. If you send me something, I'm going to tell you go to the website. Mm-hmm. So this is the website, www.blackwomeninggrants.com. So you can click learn more here. Am I doing it? It's backwards, so I don't know. There we go. And this is our actual page for the Grant Game Mentorship Program. That's one of the books I showed you that I just wrote recently. And this is Brittany. Remember I said her picture is here? That's her holding that $15,000 check recently. That is Brittany, Pretty Honeybee, here on TikTok. She won $15,000 small business pitch competition for her new business, which is a commercial kitchen co-work space in Virginia. So you can click the link here. It'll take you right to check out. It takes about 2 minutes to come and join us. Okay. You can go back through, speaking of reading the fine print, learn about what all you're getting, what to expect, set those expectations, and join us in the mentorship. Now I got to remember how to get back. I done clicked it, Jesus. So let me find this again. So that's option one. Any questions about joining us in the mentorship program? And then I'll break down option 2, which is for us to work hand in hand more closely. So you can tell me your story. Everybody wants to tell me their story about why they need a grant so bad. So I do open up our calls to do that in our mentorship program, as well as our membership program. Any questions, let me know. If you're over at blackwomeningrants.com, claiming your scholarship price to come join us, but you want me to wait. You don't want me to leave the live just yet. Just put wait. I'll wait on you to get registered, logged in, and make sure you get your welcome packet. Jelenia, I see your registration from earlier. I was waiting on you to click the link that should have popped up for you in that second page. If you didn't get it, if you're still here, Authentic, let me know. And I'll send you the email real quick while we're live so that I don't forget. That's why I'll be telling y'all to join live so I can send it while I'm live. Join live while I'm live. And what y'all do, we wait. Can I still join when you get out? You can still join, but you won't get those bonuses, the books, the VIP access to our event in the spring, or a call with me. They're not on the website. You're not going to find them here, but you can always come and join us, claim your seat in the mentorship. And again, the website is www.blackwomeningrants.com. I just walked you through option 1. If you're an independent study girl, that's you. But if you want me to hold your hand and be your friend, option 2, $147 a month gets you access and a membership to Grant Prep Academy. What is Grant Prep Academy, Dr. AJ Austin? Well, Grant Prep Academy, or GPA, is our monthly membership. It's a pay-as-you-go. It's ongoing. It's live. We've been doing it since January. We relaunched it in April. Now we're in July, and we got about 12 ladies that registered to join us. Different numbers show up every call. We meet twice a month, live on Zoom every first and last Tuesday of the month. So next Tuesday is our upcoming call, and then we'll have a call the following week because then it'll be the first Tuesday. So we spend about an hour together in a group coaching environment, and this is where we're learning as a collective, as a cohort. I'm not just helping one person at a time. You do not need me one-on-one only. That's an option for later. It is available, but I got to see what you bring to the table. Okay. What's your work ethic? Are you showing up to the calls? Are you asking questions? Do you need me to hold your hand tighter, squeeze it as we pray together on your journey to winning your first grant, right? So the difference between both options is me. They both have access to me via email. And if you want me live, you'll join Grant Prep Academy. Those are the options. One is monthly, which is Grant Prep Academy, $147 a month. For now, it will go up. Okay. I keep winning these grants. Every time I win, and then some, my prices go up. We didn't start here. Amen. And then if you are in the membership as well, I bring you up on the lives, hot seat coaching as well. Who was that said I need to bring them on the top of the live? I told them if we had time, I would consider it. Let me know if you still want to come up. Just as a courtesy, I bring you up as long as it's talking about grants. Grant funded opportunities, how to find them, win them, apply for them. As a Black woman, for-profit small business owner, I'm game. Let's go. What else? I just wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything else out. I feel like I'm missing something. That's it. That's all I got. Blackwomeningrants.com is where to go. Latonya said, okay, so I need to purchase the program in order to go to the website and continue the conversation. If you would like my help, Dr. AJ Austin, founder of blackwomeningrants.com, winner of over $1 million, helper of 700 mentees, win over $342,000 in the last few months. If you want to be one of those mentees, if you want to talk to me as a feature of being a member in our mentorship or our membership, head over to www.blackwomeningrants.com. Blackwomeningrants.com. You can click the link here in our profile to come join us. That's where I continue the conversation for those who have invested in the conversation. Other than that, we have 100+ TikTok videos you can go watch for free. We have a podcast you can listen to for free. It's on Spotify. Just put in Black Women in Grants. What else is there? So much free stuff out there. Okay. You said, okay, and I do. So I'm going to purchase this. Come on and make sure you purchase the right one, because the bonus call that I'm giving during the live, you can purchase either one. That's where the bonus calls go, but you got to do it during the live. If you join any of these options after today's live, the bonus is not available. We good? Y'all got it? I want to make sure we're clear. I want to set expectations. I don't want to leave nobody out. Don't send me no nasty emails talking about some I thought. Then we just talk about what's written. You better read this, and it ain't even no fine print. I put it out there. Here's what comes with both options. Any final questions before we go? This was a lot of fun. As you know, read, research, and review is a 3-step process. We did 1 step. So come back and join us and tell me you want to finish number 22, which I need to write that on my paper, that this is number 22 so I can stay organized. And we'll pick up where we left off. Any final questions before we go? Let me know. Any questions? You said, thank you so much. Highly considering I have to go, unfortunately. Thank you for engaging, Lexi. Such a pleasure to have you here. Latonya says, I have enjoyed this little short time that I've been on here with you. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you. You got about 5 minutes max, maybe less than that. If you're over at blackwomeningrants.com, claiming your scholarship spot, getting signed up, getting your bonuses. I'm here. As I mentioned, you need to do it while I'm live to get the bonuses. But before I go, any final questions or ahas or takeaways that you want to share before we're out of here? And then the person, I can't remember who it was, that said, oh, you mentioned that you wanted to tell me why you hadn't applied for grants. But you wanted me to bring you on live to tell you. If you're still on here, I'm happy to bring you up. You have to send an invitation request, though. Let me double check to see if you've done that. If not, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Always be clicking on other stuff. I don't know why they combined this button. Because some of us don't have little stick fingers. Okay, I can't find the invite thing, child. It won't let me click it. Oh, well. Authentic says, thank you for investing in us today. Thank you for investing with me. One of my coaches asked me, do I believe in my clients? And I said, no, I believe with them. I can't believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. So thank you for investing in yourself. And I know you joined us in our mentorship, so welcome to the mentorship. Did you get your second link, the page with the link on it? I'll go ahead and send you an email just in case. But you have to request access to join the learning portal. And I'll make sure you get access to your welcome packet. So Authentic, did you get that second page? Let me know. I'm about to email you anyway, just to make sure. And then those of you who have a final question, now is the time to ask. Okay, I see your email here. And let me get you this login information here. Also, okay, you got it. Okay, cool. Make sure you click that link. I'm still sending you a confirmation email because when you click the link in the email, it's going to tell you you're requesting access to join us in the mentorship portal. And in the portal, you're going to see your welcome packet. And within your welcome packet is also how to book your bonus call with me. So get that going because they're available on a first come, first serve basis. And so once you click it, my calendar will also open up and show you what days are available. I don't do the calls every day, but I do make some days available for those of you who have won the bonus calls. Yay. Okay, let me send this email before I go. Buying a few more seconds for those of you who are joining us in the mentorship. And welcoming those of you who have claimed your scholarship price and your bonuses. All right, I think I did it right. Miss Authentic, I just emailed you. Let me know you got it. And again, it's just walking you through how to get access to the portal right away. That's all I got, y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Today we experimented. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. I thought I was doing something. I thought it was like 2 o'clock. I've been on a 2-hour call with a media coach. learning about some stuff we're going to talk about in the membership. So come and select your options, either the Grant Game Mentorship or GPA for Grant Prep Academy monthly membership. Join us on next week's call. It's going to be good. We've been talking about small business pitch competitions, breaking them down, reading the fine print, and learning together as a collective. Thank y'all for hanging out. Make sure you follow this page, Black Women in Grants, all lowercase, all one word. YouTube, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and log off on y'all. I don't see anybody on here chatting. So thank y'all for hanging out. Let me make sure I click end.